before Tina opened on Broadway, Stephen Stills and I had a big dinner party for her up in Bedford, New York. And she was tired, and I had to go into her bedroom, and I got into bed with her and said, the guests are coming in about 10 minutes, and could you get dressed and come down and have dinner with us all, because everybody was coming to see Tina Turner, of course. And then about 3 weeks ago, I was out in California, and we were talking about Scott's Dirt, and we were doing a commercial, Ryan McAllister and I, and this is so appropriate, this song tonight. It brings tears to my eyes because we're talking about dirt, and Ryan says, it's the best, and I say, it's simply the best. He says, better than all the rest? And then we broke into song, and we're trying to put that in the commercial now, but you can't buy the song, so it's so expensive. But I love that song.
Well,
thank you
really,
so much.
Awesome. Simply the best.
And Tina is fabulous. She didn't write the song. You know that?
Well, now I do.
Yeah, she didn't write the song. Somebody else wrote it.
Well, I had this little sneak peek of your life and break into amazing songs with gospel, like wherever you go.
Every other week.
It's amazing. I'm jealous and a little envious. So, Martha, I've been the editor of Business Week for 6 years. I just passed the baton. I'm starting to build a new empire. And that made me want to ask you a couple questions about building business empires. Like, I can't really think of anybody better to ask those questions of than you.
Well, what are you building? Like what?
Don't worry about me.
It might be relevant.
It's very individual, you know.
Well, we're going to get there.
And we have a lot of people in this room that have built really fantastic businesses. And it's all about believing in your passion and following that line towards success. It's hard, and you have to know that it's hard. Does everybody back me up who's built a business here? Boy, it takes a lot of work, and you have to love to work. Somebody was just saying that they just love work so much, and I think that's really one of the leading characteristics of a good entrepreneur is they love to work.
So there's building businesses, and then there's building empires. You've kind of done both.
Well, sort of.
What was your first big win on the way to empire mode?
The first one was writing a good book, finding out that I could actually write a book. And that book took me to many, many places. It taught me so much. And I just spoke to, I had a woman working with me on teaching me how to write a book. Elizabeth Hawes, she was a New Yorker writer. She just called me tonight to ask me if I would sign a copy of it for her niece. And I said, of course. She's up in Martha's Vineyard with the Northeaster coming. But Elizabeth Weinstock is still a fine writer, but you have to know kind of what you're doing. So I was not going to write a book, my first book, without really studying and being a student of writing first. And it took a long time. It took like a whole year to write that book. But a whole life to make the book. So you have to know all those. You have to believe in what you're thinking about.
So book comes out. You're now in empire mode. When did you realize that you were building something that was truly special?
On the way up Kilimanjaro. Again, stress yourself a little bit.
Can you slow that down? Okay.
That was about we say 82 to about 90. That was only 8 years. It wasn't so long. But yeah, we decided to. I had met a woman who I thought, this one I can work with this woman. She was a McKinsey graduate, and she was a Harvard Business School person, and totally nuts like I was. And we decided we'd climb up Mount Kilimanjaro with 3 other friends, including Sandy Pittman, if you know who Sandy Pittman was, into thin air, la-da-da. And I also almost went to Everest with her, but I'm glad I didn't. But we were doing our IPO, and we couldn't go up. I couldn't go to Everest. The bankers said, "Are you crazy? You're not going to Everest." Thank goodness I didn't go to Everest. But that was that fatal trip. But going up Kilimanjaro, they told me it was going to be an extended hike at a high altitude. It's much harder than that. And we talked and we talked and we talked for 5 whole days, and you don't sleep because the altitude, the air is so thin, you don't want to sleep. But I realized I was onto something, that this actually, the subject of living could actually be a business. And that's what happened.
So you can't build an empire by yourself, and you referenced a couple of people that you're on.
Elon Musk would say you could, but
maybe you haven't. Huh?
But no.
So how have you scouted talent?
I scout talent by trying to find like-minded people. And in this room, there's quite a few people that worked with me for quite a while who have helped me tremendously. Yesterday, I was interviewing a new cookbook author, Jess Damick, and she had worked for me. And in the audience, there were a whole lot of people that had worked at Martha Stewart Living. That's the best thing I think that's happened to me is being able to say that, oh, she worked for me at one time. When I go to a TV show and it's populated with people that used to work on my TV show, I think, oh, I've been successful. They're still working. They're still being very productive. They're really good at their jobs. And I think I helped train a lot of people that way.
Who's been a favorite collaborator through the years?
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, Snoop has actually been a really nice collaborator to work with. He's funny. He's honest. He's not so hardworking, but not every day. I mean, he works really hard, but he's not hardworking like I'm hardworking. But he is so much fun. I'm going out to California tomorrow to do a commercial with him on Friday, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see him. In between, we think about each other. We write him. He hears something, I hear something, and we write. But he's really fun to collaborate with because it's a totally different mind. I'm working with somebody so far away from me that it's so much fun.
What have you learned from?
I learned how to rap. I learned how to dress. I mean, he taught me a lot about dressing. He's amazing. He sends me these clothes. I can't wear them anywhere, but I have a whole basement full of them. They're so fabulous. But he's he taught me how to bargain. And it's good to have somebody who's a really good negotiator. He just says nope, and that's they offer you $1. Nope. They offer you $2. Nope. Offer you $2.50. Nope. And he just sits there and doesn't say anything but nope. And my side, sort of starts to salivate at some of the numbers, and nope, you can't do it because we have to do the same thing. You have to get the same amount of money for the same job. And so he's taught me a lot. I learned how to say no.
So in the course of building empires, sometimes we make mistakes. What was a mistake that made your business stronger?
Made my business stronger or weaker?
Well, you can answer it any way you want.
Yeah, no, my business was really, really, really strong, and then I fell into a little hole with the Justice Department. And that did not help my business. It didn't quite hurt the business so much. It hurt me much more than it hurt the business at that time. So stay away from the Justice Department. Apple, pay attention. Apple's in a much better position than I was because
they have many attorneys.
They had many better attorneys than I ever had. And choose the right lawyers, by the way.
So what advice?
I can laugh about it now.
Nope.
It still makes me cry. In the privacy of my own home, I can still maybe get a tear here and there.
Okay. So for the many aspiring entrepreneurs and business people out there, what advice do you have for them as they embark on building their own business empires?
Well, again, don't try to do it all by yourself. You can't really do it all by yourself. And if you choose other people to work with, check them out. Make sure that they are the right kind of people to work on your kind of project. It's very important. And grades are good. My first team was probably the A+ team of all teams. And they've gone other places, but they were amazing. And so I'm very proud of the fact that we built an A team from day one.
What's left for you to conquer?
Oh, lots. Everest. The moon. How about the moon? I was offered a berth, and I'm not going to take it until those entrepreneurs go themselves. I'm not going on anybody's rocket ship without that person on that rocket ship.
anything on planet Earth that's not a gigantic mountain that
there's still lots more to do, and I try to do it every day. I try to work really hard on doing as many things that interest me. I'm very curious. I try to satiate my curiosity every day, and I try to learn something new every day, and I try to teach something new every day if I can. And I don't like being caught up short and saying, oh, you know, the other day my grandchildren asked, how do you say My Little Pony in French? And I studied French. I never heard the word pony in French. And I said, you know, mon petit, and I said cheval, you know, cheval, whatever. And no, it's poney. and that must be a joke. And they said, oh, genius, she's a genius. And they were making fun of me.
Well, as long as we're talking about animals, I feel like I gotta bring it back to pets.
Yeah. I have my list. I brought my whole list of pets.
So I was gonna ask you who your favorite pet is, or if we want to get really meta, was?
Like my mother, you asked her who her favorite child was. All, each, you know, never singled out a child. And my first cat was Chiggy Toto.
You literally, how long is this list? Joe's gonna kill me.
And it's not exactly accurate either because my office is sort of messed up. They didn't get it quite.
So who's on this list, Martha?
Oh well, Chiggy Toto. He was an adopted cat. I found him at a fair, country fair, and I brought him home. He actually was taught how to answer the telephone. And in fact, the police came one day knocking on the door. They said, "Are you in trouble?" Because when I answered the door, the cat had answered the phone and was meowing into the phone. They thought I was sick or something. But he was that smart, the cat. We had to put the phones where he couldn't reach them after that. But I love my cats very, very much. At one time I had 9 cats in the house. And I also had chinchillas in the house at the same time. And
I don't feel like that would end well.
No, but it's so funny. The chinchillas got out of their cage. One did. And I came home and the chinchillas were missing. And it was a sunny day. I went out on my sun porch and all the cats were in a circle. And the little chinchilla was in the middle of the circle. They didn't dare kill it. And in fact, chinchillas.
Did the one pick the phone to call you?
No, they did not call me. But they get to know who's who in the house. And we have right now I only have 1 cat in the house, 5 dogs in the house. I have 5 horses. I have 5 donkeys. I have 17 peacocks, all in full feather. I have 17 geese from all different countries. I have about 200 chickens. I have, and I know them all. I mean, I do know them all. Turkeys, guinea fowl, goes on and on. Those are the ones I know about.
That's an impressive question.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, everyone, Martha Stewart. Thank you. Martha.
I just have a couple questions, friend questions. So, it's.
Thank you for the
Thank you for.
Those were.
And by the way, for those.
And that LaGuardia School is such a good school.
Okay. And for those of us that remember the show Fame. For those of us who remember the show Fame.
Clint's gonna fall off. No.
If you remember the show Fame, it was based off of that high school. I'm not lying.
Oh, got it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay, so my question is, we only have 2. You've made all these great friendships through work, and I found my collaborator and best friend. Tell us what that's like to be friends and also coworkers.
Well, I try to be friends with the people I work with. I want to be friends with them. Only a few have invited me to their homes for dinner, though. And over the years, I think I've had 3,500 people work for me. Go through the 3,500, and I think probably maybe 12 have invited me to their homes for dinner. And that's, it just hurts me. It goes straight to my heart. You never invited me to your house.
Come to my house in downtown LA.
That was your house? Oh, that's right. You did in your office. That's right.
That's hard work, Mark. How many people have started their own companies that used to work for you? Have any idea?
Well, we were working on that. We were going to have a great big 40th anniversary party, which didn't happen yet. We're going to probably go for the 50th anniversary party. Darcy Miller over there is going to help me with it, right, Darcy?
Excuse me, I invited you to my house at Bob for dinner.
You're not on that list. You're not. You're
I
out.
counted 50 people. You came so much.
You are one of the 12 people. You are definitely many times. But I would never say you weren't. But Darcy will help me with the big anniversary party.
Well, we just want, Joe and I want to thank you because we honestly wouldn't be here without Martha. She's given us so much inspiration to start our own business.
And some work sometimes. I give you
if anyone wants to do brand collaborations, we still do that for her lovingly.
You're
she's
great
the
at
most amazing collaborator, and it's true collaboration too. That's another thing that. Those of us that pinch ourselves, I look at Darcy Miller, I look at Vanessa, all the former
Where's
Martha. Vanessa Goldberg. So
there's
right
Vanessa behind her.
But we're all part of a club. You get that, right? We all are we are so proud. And that's really special that we all love going to work. Some days it's not always, some days are stressful.
I thought we were going to talk about pets more. Well,
yes,
and how important pets are. Well, I really think that if you don't have children, you have to have a pet. And even if you have children, you should also have pets because the children love to have pets.
Martha, did you know there's twice as many households in the U.S. with pets than children?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
And how many dogs are in America? How many millions of dogs?
I think actually less than cats.
A few less, yeah.
And we heard today from our friends at HABRI, the Human Animal Bond Research Institute, that our animals save us $23 billion in annual human health care.
But they cost us $23 million in food. So what is better than spending the money on the food? My cat, my little Tango, Empress Tang, she eats 1 can of food a day. That can is $3.99.
Sounds right.
She won't eat homemade food. I try. But then her other buffet items that she eats, and then I try not to use the vet very much. Are you into the vet business? I have a thing with veterinarians, but
you love them.
I love veterinarians. I love it.
And there's another collaborator. Look at Daniel Rotman from Pretty Litter.
Hi. Oh yes, Pretty Litter is my favorite Pretty Litter. And if you have a cat and you don't use Pretty Litter, you're crazy because really and truly, I'm not selling it. I'm telling you it's the best, and I that's one of my things. I try to only represent the best, right? Exactly.
And we have one more question. It's actually from Noodles the Pooch, the corporate canine.
Oh, yes. Oh, can I see
so this is
Noodles?
Noodles. Come on up, guys.
Are you giving me noodles?
Whoa.
Parents want
It's a hostile takeover of Noodles.
I just got a new puppy. Not a puppy. I didn't adopt a puppy. But what a beautiful little Frenchie I got.
So Noodles has to ask the question on our screen. So it's
What's happening? Noodles.
The AV guy's
There we
struggling.
go. There we go.
I really should have worn. You know what? It looks the same to me. I didn't wear my glasses, so as far as I'm concerned, it's happening.
It's okay. Bring Noodles out.
Do you guys want to come up and you have to meet Noodles, so we'll do that as we stall.
Oh, there we go.
What kind of dog is Noodles? It's a okay.
A multi-poop.
Why is it not
multi or
playing?
multi?
Multi.
Like a Maltese and a poodle. You're so beautiful.
Does this guy need help, or what's going on?
Yes. We were in St. Bart's last week, and we were at a restaurant, a Vietnamese restaurant, and there's a street cat. Goes around the table of 10 people, looks at all of us, and jumps on my
Oh, there we
lap,
go.
of course.
All right, here we go. Here's Noodles' question.
Oh, look.
Hey, Martha.
Any advice, Martha?
You're the most cutest little dog. And she has a neck. Is that a girl or a boy? A girl has a necklace on. Noodles. Oh, such a beautiful little thing. See, Noodles is a smart little dog. She wants to be rich. Well, too bad. She has to work. Too bad. Lazy.
Noodles, we just talked about how hard work is great. She just said
Well, she could come and live at the farm. And let's see how long she would last.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Martha, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.